Hey everyone, it's Carol, Angels Sewing and Quilting, and I can't even believe that, summer is already done. I don't have a very good, oh, there we go, that's better. You don't have to see my vacuum over there. So welcome back to another season of Stitches and Stories. And maybe for those of you that are tuning in and don't know about Stitches and Stories, and you just kind of are happening upon us, this is something that I do on Wednesdays at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. And I do it out of my home sewing studio. And sometimes I'll interview guests, and then sometimes I'll do demos and just talk about maybe some new things that came in the store, maybe since like last Friday's live, because I do a live on Fridays as well. Friday mornings from the store at 9 a.m. Also, Stitches and Stories. These are my people on Stitches and Stories. Usually you guys are all doing, or a lot of you are doing the Made and Found block of the week. So yeah. And tonight, actually, I'll wait until more people come on, and we're going to actually, so tonight, I'm really excited to have with us. I do have just a few more things, though. I just want to, actually, maybe not. Well, no, hold on. So Shop Hop has started, which we're so excited about. I mean, it just seems like Shop Hop just ended last year. So this is our second annual All New England Shop Hop. It started, September 1st. We were closed the 1st and the 2nd. So we had our first day yesterday. And now actually the store also, so we started back up Stitches and Stories, and now we are open 7 days a week. So no more closing on Mondays. We usually close, we usually close on Mondays, July and August, and we stop Stitches and Stories back. Rick is in the store, which is great. I actually have a sample here. I actually just finished it today. I came home just a bit early. Well, I'm going to have it hung in the store, and you won't be able to see the whole thing, but this is like a gist of it. Some of the fabric. These are like borders on on the panel. And these are all of the quilt squares of the participating shops that are in it. So, so there's that. I think, where are my other notes? Okay. And then, you know how once a month we've been giving away prizes of the Made and Found people. Made and Found is a block of the week. It comes out every week. We get them in our email on Thursday mornings. And when you finish your block, you take a picture of it, you send it to April or info@angelsewing.com, and April will put in the correct amount of raffle tickets for you. And then we've been picking winners. So later, when I'm done with our interview tonight, I will announce the winner. So there is that. So you know what, without any further ado, because I know he is he's hanging tight here, and we have talked to Michael before, but that's okay. Need a little refresher, and some people missed it, and and all that. So at the store, it's going on 4 years. I can't even believe it's already been almost 4 years. So 4 years it'll be in October. And I think finally I'm getting the gist of, well, I shouldn't even say the whole gist of, but I'm getting, I think, a little bit better with, fabric. I remember it was one of my first few days there, and we had a rep there. It wasn't Michael. I don't remember who it was, but I was just like thrown into it. And I'm like, how do you say no? Like, I had no clue what, like, oh my gosh. And then, then of course, as you guys all know, the store started, getting more and more and more bolts of fabrics and so on and so forth. But anyway, but really, truly, and I mean this when I say this, Michael is one of our favorites. I mean, who does not like Moda fabrics, really? Without any further ado, I'm going to welcome Michael right on. So I'm just going to click this little button, and there we go.
Hi, everybody.
So yeah, so thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure.
Whoop, there we go. Let me move my little, there we go. Yeah. So yeah. So Michael, so you work for 𝗤𝗲𝗄𝗶. Why don't we start from the beginning? Like, how did you get into this business? How did you all of a sudden become like the 𝗤𝗲𝗄𝗶 rep?
So I started in the mid-late 80s in Manhattan in the garment district. And I eventually got a job as a territory sales rep in New England with a company called Concord, which a lot of people may remember. You may not remember that name. Were you quilting in the 80s, 90s?
No,
So
no. I only started quilting 13 years ago. And not even quilting.
Some people will remember.
Right, they probably would.
But you were sewing.
Yes.
You were sewing before you were quilting. So Concord was a big name in quilting. And then eventually I moved up here for Concord, and then 𝗤𝗲𝗄𝗶 had an opening as well. So it was kind of timing. Really getting lines is kind of timing when a salesperson's retiring and you're kind of the younger person coming in and you're noticed. So a lot of it's timing. But yeah, started in New York, came up here for 𝗤𝗲𝗄𝗶 maybe, oh gosh. Yeah, it is. It's 20 years ago. More, over 20 years ago.
Now, have you been in the same territory?
Yeah, New England. So everyone who sells fabric has a territory. It's hard to describe them, but we'll say New England is a territory. Texas has 3 reps. So there are parts of Texas that are individual territories. California has, I think, 2.5 reps. So they'll have Northern California, then maybe a little bit of Oregon or Washington. They'll kind of go up from there.
Yeah.
Some people may have 5 states. Some people don't even have a whole state. It all depends on how much business is in a region. And it's just kind of coincidental that New England is enough for someone to have an established territory, the 6 New England states.
That seems like a lot.
It's not, though.
Okay.
Just look at the size of Montana
True.
and North Dakota and South Dakota, and then somebody's got to drive through all those states. So New England's really one of the easier territories because it's so small. Believe it or not, it's really tiny.
Okay. That does make sense when you say it that way. You know, when you look at Montana or like you said, Texas and, you know, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, our states are really small. So 2 Houstons are bigger than the entire state of Rhode Island, geographically. If you were to take the territory of Houston and double it, it's bigger than Rhode Island. So that's how big Texas is, as an example.
Wow. So give me a day in the life of Michael from 𝗤𝗲𝗄𝗶. Like you had said you were going to maybe be in a hotel room tonight. Are you, or are you back at home?
No, I'm home. So typically if you're a smart salesman and you're doing your job right, you should have the next 2 weeks scheduled. You should know where you're going each day. And because you're traveling different states, you will have to do overnights. I have small states, so I can come home a lot, 2 hours out, 2 hours in. So today I was in Holliston, Mass, right near Framingham, very close to my house, so I'm home. Tomorrow will be a different story, but a typical day is seeing 1 to 2 customers. And if you're close enough to be home, great. And if you're not, then you'll stay in that area of Vermont or Maine or Connecticut for a few days. Showing the new lines, which now, when I see customers now, they're buying for March and April. That's the new collections coming out now. The shops will receive in March and April. That's your challenge.
It really is. It's like, oh my gosh, how can you order for March or April. And, you know, and for me starting out, not that Laura didn't help me, because she certainly did. But, you know, she wasn't there forever. She was there for a few months. And then after that, it's just like, wow. And then, you know, and it's hard to put, you know, I can't just order everything I like. I got to order things, you know, I mean, it's not all Tula Pink. That's of course my favorite one. But, you know, now, I mean, I'm loving the 𝗤𝗂𝗶𝗹𝘀, like all the quilting stuff. I mean, now I'm into quilting, and it's just like so different. So talk to me about like the different customers, like how, like I was saying at the beginning, I never know, like it's so hard to say, no, I don't like that, or yes, I like that. I mean, just give me
Everybody buys differently. Everybody buys differently because all personalities are different, but pretty much it is, how can I say this? It's not an easy thing to do. There are so many choices and so many companies that at some point you just have to kind of make a decision, because you're going to see a lot of things that you like. And then because you have experience now, oh, I know this will sell, I know this won't sell. But it's a combination of those things. Some people go really fast, and other people it could be a good chunk of a day, almost the whole day, in terms of their decision making. I'm never upset if somebody takes a really long time, because I'm that buyer. I'm not fast. So I'm fine if people take their time.
Interesting. So, do you do any sewing? Do you sew? Actually, you do a little bit.
I did
No?
many years ago. I did a little bit, but I just I didn't stick to it. But I'm actually developing more of an interest now, because simple projects in the house, hemming a curtain, making a pillow, those things I would kind of like to do. I hemmed a curtain the other day, and I used stitch witchery. And I'm like, I shouldn't be using this. I should have a sewing machine, and I should do this. So that's the next step.
Yes,
It's never too late, right? Yeah, I should have a sewing machine and do that. I do have an old one up in the attic that I have to get down, but I don't really sew a lot. No.
You should get it down and send it to the technician, have him go through it, and, you know.
And start with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Come and show us some fabric, and then you can sit with Alice for a couple hours and learn a few things.
That'll be nice. I'd like that. Your shop is very nice to be in. It's very easy. I'm sure people tell you that.
I do. Thank you. Yes. Like I said, it's been a, 3 years of kind of finally maybe figuring out and with the help of all my girls, because I wouldn't be able to do it without my girls that work there. I mean, they're all amazing. They all have their own little gifts, and so yeah. So there was a I'm looking on they did 𝗤𝗂𝗶𝗹𝘀 did an article on you, the Road Warrior.
Oh yeah, they did that for almost the whole sales force. Yeah.
That was, I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed reading that. That was really cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
So tell me more about about your, actually, does anybody on here too, anybody that's listening, if anybody has any questions for Michael represents 𝗤𝗂𝗶𝗹𝘀.
I have Andover as well.
And Hanover.
Andover.
Andover. Yeah. Yes. Andover's the home of laundry basket quilts, which I'm getting to really like her too. Edits a sitar. So yeah, beautiful fabric. How many different designers does 𝗤𝗂𝗶𝗹𝘀 have at any particular time? I mean, it varies, but
there's got to be close to 40, I think, which is crazy. But there is a lot of designers. So some designers, I may have mentioned this last time, some designers are artists. They paint and draw, they're illustrators. We adapt all their artwork onto fabric. And some designers are more like someone like Ralph Lauren, where he's not really designing the fabric. He's looking through archives, and he wants to create a lifestyle and appeal. So some designers will do that. So who would be in that category? That would be anyone who does reproduction fabric, because they're not designing any of those prints. Anyone who's doing William Morris, of course. Someone like 𝗤𝗂𝗏𝗃𝗏 with Laundry Basket, she's accessing archives of vintage fabric, reproduction fabric, and she's creating a story with these pieces that she gets from museums or that she's collected or actual fabric archives. So there are two different types of designers. Illustrators and then maybe curators might even be a better term. Illustrators and curators, but they're both called designers. They're both designers in the industry.
Okay, that right, because like Tula Pink is she's an artist.
She's an artist. She's an illustrator.
Right.
𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏's an amazing graphic artist. Someone like Betsy Chuchian, Joe Morton, Barbara Brackman, they're historians. Really, their expertise is in the history of fabrics. So they're not going to actually design it, but they're going to put together a beautiful collection from past fabric designs, but they do have license. They could see a beautiful print that was a wallpaper pattern and say, this is too big for quilters. We have to scale it down. And they'll scale it down. And then they'll say, well, I need a stripe. I need a smaller coordinate to go with it. I need a couple of go with patterns. So they'll continue to look for what works with that focal print that they scaled down, that they adjusted for quilting.
That's interesting. Very interesting. We do have a couple. Catherine's from Nova Scotia. Hi, Catherine. That's cool.
Yay.
And Linda's on, and Persis is on. Persis is asking, do you have a favorite designer? Particularly, when you look at it, go, oh yeah,
It's not a moda designer. I think 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is brilliant, actually. I'm very impressed with 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. I think he's like a modern day William Morris. I think he's really brilliant with color and graphic design. And in terms of moda and Andover, nobody sticks out as a favorite, but I've learned to appreciate all the different categories. Even if it's not my particular style, I love the different categories.
And when you sit there and you present it all, it's all so different, each and every one. They have their own little, and I'm getting to recognize the designers too, with the new stuff. I'm like, oh, yep, I know who that one is, or, they kind of have a little bit of the same feel, but just, different each season, I guess.
Is Tula your favorite, would you say?
Yeah. He is. Yeah. Yes. Although, because I'm primarily a bag maker, but I've been really getting into the quilting. So now, when I see any William Morris or Laundry Basket, any of that kind of Liberty, I go, oh, I used to look at that and go, ugh, yuck. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that stuff now. Patty at the store and Persis, our big, quilters, Mary Lou, they taught me that. They taught me, I'm learning I love it. I'm loving it now. So Tula, she's still up there, but yeah, she's my favorite.
I like Tula a lot. And what I would like to do is pick up a dresser on the side of the road, inexpensive dresser. I'd like to use Tula fabric for the side of the dresser where you notice it's like a panel.
Yeah.
So cut out the fabric, put it over that, use a nice either decoupage or polyurethane, right over that. Obviously paint it a complementary color. I think knobs would be really fun, to get some knobs that would work with Tula Pink fabric. And then maybe the front of each drawer could be her fabric too. And then you leave the frame itself a solid painted wood.
I can totally picture that in my head.
It'd be so fun.
You need
A
to
little
do that.
girls' room, that would be so much fun. Or your
Okay, so
room. If your
when
husband will let
you're,
you put it in your room.
that's okay. It's okay. Um, when you're talking about Tula Pink like that, I can totally picture that. We actually have a customer that is working on a chair. She's like
Mm.
doing the chair with all Tula Pink, and we've been seeing it a little bit in stages, and that's funny. We haven't seen the finished product, I don't think yet. Oh, and someone's saying, Beth is saying, and add some Tula ribbon
Mm.
to your dresser, probably.
That might be really nice because then you could hide any imperfections like a trim.
Right.
So wherever you cut the fabric, you can cover it with ribbon. That would be very nice.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
that's very smart.
That's a cool project. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that. So when you're talking about Tula and putting Tula onto a a dresser, an armoire, whatever,
Yeah.
what are you what I'm very curious as to what particular line are you thinking of?
Anything with animals. I love
Okay,
her
so
animals. Yeah.
like her little beasts.
Yeah. Whether it's a
Love that.
giraffe or hippopotamus or something with an animal would be really fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking too. Okay, Linda was asking, do you have any input with the designers in what types of fabrics the shops want?
Yes and no. So the designers will say to us, if people want something, let us know. So if there's a color trend they'd like to know, they're very open to critiques about their line. So if I said, all the prints are tiny, you needed maybe something a little closer to a mid-scale because they were all too close in scale, they'll listen to that. But they are open, yes, but they are, by the company that they designed for, they are asked to stay in their lane, kind of. Now, don't veer off into doing anything that we have another designer doing, or they don't want them really stepping out too much because they've achieved a level of success and a fan base, and they do want them to kind of stay with that.
So you do speak with the designers. That's cool.
Yes, yeah, at all at the trade shows, at the quilt markets.
And aren't you going to Quilt Market this year?
You too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna meet at Quilt Market. I'm pretty sure April.
Yeah,
right?
I'll take you around to the designers if you want to talk.
Love it.
Okay, good.
Love it. That's like my first Quilt Market that I took Mary Lou with me, and I was just like, I was so blown away. So fun. So I can't wait for that. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a huge, tiny industry. It's like this huge, little, tiny industry.
And then I heard all about the big sample spree and how Moda is like the highlight of the sample spree. Like everybody runs to the Moda thing. And I know Mary Lou and we didn't wait in line or anything, but it was maybe like 10, it starts at 7, I think. And it was about maybe 10 past 7. We had just walked out of dinner and the line was literally like going in. So we just walked right in, and everybody does. Everybody runs to the Moda table. I did get a few things, but it was like so crazy because everybody's just snagging things. And I grabbed like a few things and I'm like, do I even like this? Like, it's like you're just grabbing it because that's what everybody else is doing. So in sample spree, Michael, like, will you be there working the sample spree? Like,
I'm going to try to get out of it.
Yeah, we'll go to dinner.
Okay. But I will be around for sure.
Okay, so hold on. So many some Tula ribbon. I would love to see it. Oh, Cindy, who's actually one of our new employees, she said she'd love to see a Tula dresser. I think I'm like picturing that in my head. That would be like so cool, Michael.
And of course, the whole room would kind of have to complement the dresser too.
Right? I think I might redo the second bedroom here. The only ones that stay in it usually is my in-laws. They were just here. They just left. Imagine if I made that a Tula room. That would be hilarious. That's funny. So Do you have any memorable, because you've been doing this for a long time, meeting quilt shops and sewing stores and fabric stores. Any in particular customer, like a funny story, somebody that you like really, you remember, you're like, oh boy.
There was a shop once in Maine.
You don't have to tell. Yeah, you don't. Okay.
Right. I won't give any more information.
Yep.
So apparently, I didn't realize someone was stealing all their toilet paper. That was a big thing going on, that someone was stealing their toilet paper. So they hooked up an alarm system to a cabinet that was in the bathroom.
Oh my
where the
God.
toilet paper was kept. And I don't think I'm talking inappropriately to say I use the bathroom the way every human being on the planet uses a bathroom. So after I took care of my business, I realized there was no air freshener around here. So I'm going to look for one.
So
and
you
I opened the cabinet and an alarm went off like a fire alarm. And everybody in the store froze. And I opened the door and everyone was looking at me. And the owner's assistant came over and she's like, oh, what did you need in the bathroom? I said, I was just looking for air freshener. I am just like everybody else. When I use the bathroom, certain things are going to happen. The owner apologized. She said, I'm sorry. Somebody's been taking our toilet paper, so we rigged up an alarm. I said, I don't need your toilet paper. I have enough toilet paper. I'm good with toilet paper. I just didn't want to make the bathroom unpleasant for the next person who walked in. So that's how far they went with theft in their store. They set up an alarm system for the toilet paper.
Wow.
I know, it was pretty crazy.
That's pretty
Now I have to explain that I'm not the one who's been going in there stealing their toilet paper.
It's a good thing you weren't holding.
I'm only here a few times a year. I have my own toilet paper at home.
That's cute. That's good. That's good. Let me see. So what else can you tell us about 𝗤𝗂𝗶𝗴𝗀 in your day? And
it's a very pleasant job. Both of the companies that I work for understand it's not easy. They do give you a sales goal. They're not like, oh, just go do whatever you want. You do have a sales goal.
Yeah.
And if you're close to it, paying attention to it, they're like, you're our guy. You're fine. Just do your thing. So you do get to set your own schedule, which is really nice.
So they don't like keep their thumb on you. They kind of let you, as long as you're.
Yeah, for the most. Yeah. And you're outside in New England, which is a beautiful part of the country, which is really nice. And I do get excited when a box is coming with new fabric samples, because that's kind of where it's at. People love what's new. And both companies do a really nice job. They have really good designers. So it's always, I'm never like disappointed. Like, oh, every now and then you say, oh, how am I going to sell this? But that's like one group out of 20 or 15. It's rare. Yeah. But you know what it's like, because it's hard to make decisions.
It is very hard. That's why I get the girls. It's like, come on, come get some input here. My favorite time of year is when I get my 𝗤𝗂𝗶𝗴𝗀 mail. Like that box I love that box. I just love that box. I mean, 𝗤𝗂𝗶𝗴𝗀, I think they do a really, really good job. They really do, showing you, and then you can make a sample and all kinds of stuff. They do a really, really good job. They definitely do.
The owner told us for many years that he knows his success is based on who he has working for him. So, and some people have been there a really long time. So he's got a really nice blueprint of how things work.
And you know him, you can talk to him, you
Yeah.
can see that's really nice.
Yeah.
That's, when you can say that, and the longevity of employees. Yes. See, Persis is on, and she's saying we get excited when we see the motor boxes come in. We're like, oh no, it's coming. What did Carol buy now? No way. You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk a little bit about Ruby Star Society. Because that, at first I was so confused about Ruby Star and exactly what it was. I mean, I love Ruby Star fabric. I love it. It's a little bit different, a little funky. So explain to people that maybe don't know exactly, like it, and from what I think I understand, but you take over and tell me more about it. It's like, is it certain designers? Is it only so many? Did they start this Ruby Star Society? Talk to me about that.
So now I don't know their history real well because they were originally with RJR.
Ah, okay.
And their original name was Cotton and Steel.
Oh.
So Melody Miller started Cotton and Steel with, I don't know exactly who, but let's say for the sake of this, she started it with a group of 2 or 3 other women. Now, some of those may still be part of Ruby Star. I'm not sure, but it was called Cotton and Steel. They designed for RJR, and they really did shake things up because they were appealing to a different palette. I want to say a younger person, and that's somewhat accurate, but there's older people that really like their look too. So I don't want to say only younger people.
I know what you mean. Kind of like Tula Pink almost.
Yeah, something fresh and different.
Kinda. I know what you're trying to say. So go ahead.
Yeah, so something fresh and different from what other designers had been doing. And it was very successful. They did very well. There was a falling out between RJR and Cotton and Steel. RJR has a version of the falling out, and Cotton and Steel has a version of the falling out. And maybe the truth is somewhere in between, or maybe one of them is more accurate than the other. That I don't know.
Right.
But when they had their falling out, the women who started Cotton and Steel were looking for another converter. That's the industry term for what fabric companies are.
Oh, okay.
Moda, Andover, RJR, Northcott, Timeless Treasures. We're converters.
Okay.
We buy gray goods, just regular fabric, nothing's printed on it. Looks like a muslin. And then we convert that to art, to design, to fabric that's sellable. So we're called converters. So they're looking for another converter. They found Moda, and they said to Moda, we can't use the name Cotton and Steel. That's owned by RJR. It's a proprietary name that RJR owns. We own the patterns that we designed, however. So if we did a tiger, or if we did a stripe, or we did a cotton candy print, we own those. We can reprint them, we can recolor them, we can resize them, but we can't use the name Cotton and Steel anymore. We'd like to call ourselves Ruby Star Society. And Moda said, sounds good. Come on board with us and we'll see how things go. And they've been little each year. They've been getting more and more popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of sounds like Melody Miller is like kind of the sort of head one.
Yes, I think that's a fair statement. I think it was kind of her brainchild. I think she found a couple of other designers to work with her.
Yeah, because there's a few. Isn't there like 6 or 7?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. And every now and then they'll have like a guest designer, someone who they've met and they like her stuff. And then she does another group. So maybe not too much of a guest anymore. Maybe now she's actually moved into the house. Or maybe she is, part of the team. But I'm pretty sure Melody was like the brainchild. But she, of course, needs somebody who's good at marketing and somebody who's good at this and someone who's got a different aesthetic than her. So it's, kind of not all the same.
Right.
So she kind of brought it all together, though, I'm pretty sure, her baby.
And, it has like its own uniqueness, uniqueness, but yet it's different, like I can spot Ruby Star right out. Like it's, kind of like any designer, I guess, but they're like a group of them. And then they do a lot of collaborations.
They do collaborations, which I think is really nice way to do.
Yeah. It's different. One of my favorite ones under Ruby Star is, oh my gosh, I just had her name in my head and it just went out. Sarah Watts. I do
that might be the designer I do the best with Ruby Star. If I had to say who do I sell the most of, I think it might be Sarah Watts. They all do well, but she might be the one I sell the most.
Yeah, nice. Oh, they're saying hi. Hello, everybody. Janet, we got Lygia, Joanne. Cool. Well, I don't want to keep you that long here. Is there anything else that we need to know? Like something that, like your toilet paper story?
Every time I go in that bathroom now, like I don't want to touch anything.
No.
Do what I got to do and leave.
That's funny. That's funny.
Well, everybody, I imagine, are you in the shop hop?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yes. It's our second year. I can't even believe how fast it went by. I mean, I remember when last year's ended and then they start sending you stuff for next year. And I'm like, already? And now it's like already here. And I mean, summer's done. I mean, Labor Day is gone. It's like just crazy.
Have you found it to be a little busy just so far?
Yeah. I mean, we were closed Sunday, Monday, because of Labor Day. And Tuesday, yesterday, I mean, it starts with like a oomph, Today started off a little slower, but then, it continued. So yeah, I know, last year, I can't imagine that it'll be as busy as we were last year with it because it was new, but then I guess you get new hoppers and, I still can't believe people finish all of these shops in 2 months. It's like crazy.
So last year was 2 months as well, right?
Yeah, September, October.
Okay.
Yep. I think because the amount of states it's in, and then they break it up by region. And people, and then there's prizes that they can enter if they finish a region. So some people will just do one region or two regions, or whatever. But they certainly love all the shop hop stuff. And I haven't done it. People ask me, have you done it? I'm like, no, I think I'm just we're too busy. I don't know, Yeah, but you kind of always do shop hops. That's what you do.
Yeah, the shop I was in today was busy. People were coming. Almost, I would say 80% of who came in, 90% were shop hoppers.
Yeah. But even you yourself, you shop hop. That's what you do.
That's right. Yes.
Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to spend with us on our new season of Stitches and Stories.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll do it again in a few months or whatever, keep track of your funny stories.
Okay, I will.
And your shop visits. I don't know. Am I seeing you before Quilt Market at the store, or am I just seeing you at Quilt Market?
I think April wanted us to just do Quilt Market, but we can talk in a couple of days and see what makes the most sense.
Let's do that. I'll talk with April tomorrow, and we'll get in touch. But
all right,
when you think about it, I mean, October's like just a few weeks away.
I know it is
crazy. It's just crazy how time flies. But yeah. All right, good. Well, Michael, thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time.
My pleasure.
I have just a few things I need to show them, so I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
On here. And again, thank you so much.
No, you're
We
welcome.
love you. We love you.
Thank you. Same here. Love you too. Bye, everybody.
That was awesome. Wasn't that cool? Love that. Just love that. He's such a great guy. Very, very nice guy. All right. So I'm going to announce the winner of so this one would be, the Maiden Found September 4th. April gave me that. Where is the name? Oh my gosh. Oh, here we go. Sorry. I got it right here. It is Pat Bluen. Pat, you won the Maiden Found monthly giveaway. It's a gift certificate to Angels Sewing and Quilting. So there you go. That's awesome. All right. So there's that. So thank you for everybody that tuned in. I just want to show you a couple of little things. Oh no, that's for Friday. Why did I bring that over here? So how is everybody doing with their Maiden Founds? I know, because I know there's quite a few of you on, and I know a lot of you on are doing the Maiden Found. So I'd like to know, are you guys caught up? I know April tells me that the pictures are still coming in, which is great. I'm like way behind. I'm way behind. That's all I can say. I'm way behind. I'm trying to even think. Here's like, these are like all my blocks. I mean, it's a lot of blocks when you think about it. And obviously, look, I did mine all scrappy. I know I look at a lot of you guys' pictures, and a lot of you keep with a certain color scheme. Christy Parker is doing the mini ones. Like, oh my gosh, what a challenge that is. They look so cool though. And how many bonus ones have we had? I think we've had, is it 4? I think. Yeah. See, I only have 2 done of those. I think I'm on like 20 something. I don't even know, but I know I'm way behind. I'm behind by at least, I don't know, 4 or 5, I believe. So this is a, where Daryl and I are going on vacation September 29th. And it's kind of funny because we don't know where we're going, which is really weird. But it's a company that I found. It's called Journey, Journee. And, we filled out a questionnaire, and then they give you a budget per person that you want to spend. And then they set up your whole entire vacation, flights, everything, where you're staying, the whole bit. And then throughout this journey with them, leading up to September 29th, we've been getting clues, and we get 8 clues, and we've received 6 clues out of 8 as to the destination. All that we know is we're leaving the 29th. We leave out of Logan at 10:55 p.m. and it's a straight direct flight about between 6 and 8 hours. And then we've gotten all these clues. So anyway, so that's happening September 29th. But I've been making, because when we go on vacation, I put things in Ziploc bags, like all my toiletries, stuff like that. Now, how crazy is that when I can be making my own little bags and stuff like that? And I didn't grab one of my, did I bring it over? No, I didn't bring it over here. There's a bag that I didn't bring over for one of my toiletries. But then I've been like looking at different things so that I don't have to keep using the Ziploc bags and stuff, because that's like crazy when I can just make my own, right? But this is a noodle head pattern. How cute is this? It's called the Plover, Plover. This is it right here. It's got like little loopies here. And then inside there is a zipper pocket inside and a mesh pocket, zipper pocket up there. But a nice quick little, but look how like I added a tassel to it just to make it fun, and of course the bag tags, gives it like that, professional look. That's what I'm trying to say, professional look. This bag here I brought home with me to show you guys. This is from So Hungry Hippie. This is the confetti case bag. We have a class coming up on this. And when you do a class with me at Angels Sewing and Quilting, I give you access to my bag tag stash. So you come and you do a class, and I give you 2 bag tags excuse me, to add to your bag that you make. So you can pick 2 of your very own bag tags. So this is a pretty simple pouch. It does have vinyl, and you can see like you put the vinyl, like this is the other side that I didn't put stuff in between, like that's called the confetti. Just cut up pieces of fabric. And you see what I put in there too? I put in some pieces of screen. I had that for, I think, an old embroidery project or something. And I saw it and I went, oh, I'm going to just put a little bit of that in and give it a little, different look. But yeah, pretty simple. The only thing that you would need with this class, because it's not a very thick bag or anything like that, there isn't actually any pockets inside. I thought there was, but there's not. But I obviously had a major banana theme going on here, as you can see. I even have the banana zipper. There you go. You just need a Teflon foot to work with the vinyl. So I'd love to see you in this class. I'm pretty sure it's September. Oh, actually, I have the schedule right here. September 19th. So I haven't looked at where it stands as far as how many people. So anyway, if you're at all interested, I suggest you sign up sooner rather than later. And I brought these 2 feet over today. Oh, because I was working on this, which I kind of showed you earlier, right before I got Michael on. I'll have this at the shop tomorrow and we'll hang it up. These are like the squares, the participating squares in the shop hop. So I made like a little, just a small, tiny sample of all of those squares so that you can see them all. And then, Persis, you've heard me always, struggle about not only quilting, but especially binding. And then a few months back, Persis said to me, what foot do you use when you're putting your binding on? Like after you sew it down and then you wrap it over. I'm like, well, what do you mean? What foot do I use? I just use the regular foot. What are you talking about? And she's like, why aren't you using, and I don't even know what this foot's called. I call it now my binding foot. I don't know what this is called. Persis will tell me, but I think she might be off right now, but it's this foot right here. It has that thing right in the middle. So you just lay that little thing right there, right on your binding, like, stitch in the ditch foot, right? Isn't that what it's called? Stitch in the ditch foot, I think. This foot, this has improved my binding. Like I can't even tell you. So I just wanted to just give a little shout out to this. So if you guys are doing there's like this little bug in here. If you guys are doing bindings and you're not using this foot, you got to use this foot. I'm bad like that. I sometimes don't use the feet that come with the machine, especially the TL18 comes with a ton of feet. This, I just wanted to give this a little shout out to. This is on my TL18 as well. When I do I call it the pancake, the bottom, the batting in the middle, and then your top. This is what I use when I, quilt it. I just did, I pretty much just did like stitch in the ditch with it. Nothing major. Sometimes I'll meander a little bit and do some free motion, but this time I didn't. I just did a few lines. But I just wanted to give a shout out to this. And actually, as I'm giving a shout out to this foot that goes with the TL18, we have TL18s on sale. Oh, hold on. Did I bring it home? I hope I did. Did you hear about the new machine? Here we go. This is the new machine that, and you guys see this backwards, and I apologize, but we'll have these at the store anyway. So the next time you come in, ask for one if you don't see it. But they are coming out with a new TL18. It's actually, hold on, backtrack here. Remember they were giving us hints and it was saying a new feature. Well, that isn't kind of the truth. So I don't know if it's like a language barrier between the US 𝗔𝗶𝗶𝗴𝗀 people and the Japanese 𝗔𝗶𝗶𝗴𝗀 people that actually create all these things. There isn't any new feature on it. It is basically going to be a collector's edition TL18, and it's going to be in platinum, and kind of like when they came out with the 2020. And that one didn't have the micro lift, but of course this one will. Although we were talking to Tim this morning, who is our 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗀 rep, and he was talking about something that he received. There may be 2 feet that are new to the TL18. and that's a maybe. So don't quote me on this. He still hadn't had an answer about it. So we don't know that for sure. But the new TL18 Collector's Edition, we do have some coming to the store. If anybody is interested in one of these, you can pre-order it, so you're guaranteed one. $300 will hold your spot for a brand new Collector's Edition TL18 in platinum. I can't wait to see them. I'm so excited because, of course, you all know that is like my machine. I'll wait, of course, until all of you guys get yours. I'll wait until after. So we do have some coming. I believe we have 6 coming. So if you are at all interested, I know they're going to go. So in the meantime, we do have the other the regular normal TL18s, not collector's edition. They are on sale right now. So take advantage of that. We also have the TL15s are on sale as well in the store. So if you're in the market for any TL15 or TL18, and I know there's a lot of you out there. I mean, we've sold so many TL18s. It's like the #1 pretty much seller at the store. So yeah. So if you're at all interested in that, I know there's a lot of you that eye it and you're not ready or whatever. So if that's the case, they are on sale. So yeah. And then again, if you want to put some money down and hold the TL18 Collector's Edition that will be coming to the store. He said sometime in October, so not too far off that we'll be getting them. So yeah, so that was very fun talking with Michael. I love that. I can't even believe that toilet paper story. That is pretty hilarious. I didn't expect that from him. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a great night. Don't forget Shop Hop is going. So, and if you don't know about Shop Hop, it's awesome. Come in, you can buy a Shop Hop magazine. We have them at the store. That is has your passport in there. And you know what, even if you're not a Shop Hopper or you're not interested in doing any of the Shop Hops or doing the Shop Hop, just buying that magazine is a wealth of information. I love that magazine. I have it on the side of my bed and I flip through it. I look at it. I read it from time to time. It's a wealth of information. It's $11.95. It has 6 free patterns in it. So just that alone, it's worth the money. It's crazy. So even if you're not doing the Shop Hop, you'll love the magazine. It's a wealth of information of all the different stores around, what they carry. It breaks up New England by region if you want. I mean, it's, if you want to do your very own little Shop Hop to visit, quilt stores, maybe not during the Shop Hop kind of thing. So yeah. All right. So I don't know why that was kind of sticking there. All right. Thank you, Joanne, for sharing. Thank you. We love everybody to share our videos so that more people can learn all about angel sewing and quilting. So, all right. I hope everybody has a great Wednesday night. And next week I have another interview next week. Guess who answered me back? Well, first of all, Carolina Moore got back to me. We're going back on a date right now. Another one, she emailed back, 𝗤𝗂𝗄𝗏𝗏. Yes, she wants to come on Stitches and Stories. So as soon as I know that date, again, we're going back and forth right now with dates. I will, of course, let all of you know. 𝗤𝗂𝗄𝗏𝗏. Seriously, that is way cool. And when I go to Quilt Market, I have already asked Tula about coming on to the show. She says she's too busy. And I understand that. I understand that. But when I see her in person, I'm going to ask her again. I'm going to say, give me a break. 15 minutes? You can talk to me for 15 minutes, maybe. I'm going to cross my fingers. But anyway. All right. I hope everybody has a great Wednesday night. Happy sewing if you're sewing and maybe listening at the same time. And